Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm not David.
And I'm not Gary.
So, I noticed that Gary has not David next to him. So I thought I would try and look as much like not David as I possibly could. And now that I take all this black off, the auto focus will we don't have to wash you out.
Yeah, it's obviously the big news headline right now is what's going on in Minnesota.
Oh, I thought it was Trump leaking the graph about the jobless numbers being pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Or not as bad as people thought.
no, you can't fix stupid, can you?
Well, it was good news. I don't know why you wouldn't share it. Why? I mean, lock and key, and it gets released on a certain date, so nobody gets a jump on it. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
When people give me a graph, I want to post it. Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know right there, huh? Child.
They released video from that ICE agent Johnny Ross.
Jonathan David Ross.
Oh, it's funny because he got the same name as the villain on the movie Bullet.
Really?
Yeah,
I couldn't help but notice that Good was murdered by this person.
Yes.
And another one of those, and I can't remember all the other names, but there's been a lot of names that have been associated with the Trump administration and the crimes that you see, like, Good murdered by ICE. It's like, here we go with the names. Okay. But anyways, carry on.
Yeah, so they released the video footage that Ross was shooting.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because, he's got one hand on a camera, the other hand on a gun.
Very professional.
Yes. That was kind of my first thought is, nothing like gun safety.
See, when I first saw that video, I thought he had a body cam until I read the comments and somebody saying, no, dude's holding a phone.
Yeah, I saw that when they were showing the original video. You could see him backing around the side of the car. He's filming a lady that's filming him.
Yeah. And it's the wife of Renee Good.
Oh, is that
her partner, who basically says, she's telling them, yeah, go ahead, take a picture of the license plate. It'll be the same license plate on the car tomorrow. We don't swap license plates.
Yeah.
And then she was taunting him, saying, you know what? Get out here. Like, I forget. She was taunting him, saying, why don't you go away and go get lunch or something, big guy?
Yeah. Because obviously these women were a big threat.
Yes. And nothing assaults a 40-year-old man's ego and masculinity quite like being told to go make himself a sandwich,
Well, and what was very interesting was the video. I'm not going to say it was doctored, but I think it was massaged.
It was doctored.
Because it seems like it's a lot more dramatic than what I'm seeing on the other video of this. And I just kind of wonder if this is going to be like the Zapruder film, where they start. I think it was the Zapruder film in JFK where they showed the frames out of sequence. They manipulated the film to make it look a little different than what actually had happened. The problem that Trump's going to have in his administration is the undoctored version got released first. And so that's going to cause some issues. They're trying to control the spin that this person targeted an ICE agent with their vehicle. What I saw and what you saw and what everyone else seems to have seen is her wheels were cut hard to the right. This one was moving at parking lot speed.
Yep.
She could have, Dave had mentioned this and I had the same thought. It was like, you could green screen this, put it in a shopping center parking lot.
Or a grocery store parking lot.
And you wouldn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
and it's just such a tragic thing. And it looks to me, the FBI says we're going to handle this investigation, and I think all of us trust the FBI's investigation about as far as you could kick it.
Did they say that? Because from what I was hearing, the FBI has not wanted anything to do with the investigation, and the Minnesota's heading up the investigation with the Minneapolis DA.
Yeah, I think what I read yesterday was that they wanted to handle it, because I remember my first thought was, I'm not trusting that.
Oh yeah, I want Cash Patel in there. I'm sure well, here's the thing. It's like, hey, guess what? You know who the shooter is, and you know where he lives, because apparently he's a Minneapolis resident too. So they know the name of the shooter. They know where he lives in Minneapolis. Go get him.
Yeah, and the thing is that she had let an ICE vehicle pass in front of her just before this whole incident happened.
And she was waving on the vehicle that the guys got out of.
Exactly. That's exactly it. She was waving them on. They decided they needed to stop and be tough guys.
Yep. And as one civil rights lawyer I was watching today was saying is, ICE doesn't have jurisdiction over U.S. citizens. So them approaching her is illegal because she's a U.S. citizen. And then the second illegal act was reaching into her vehicle after they couldn't get it unlocked from the outside. They reached into the car to try and unlock it. You need a search warrant to do that because she had not committed a crime. At least nothing that we can see. And with the additional video evidence we're coming out, there's still no evidence that she committed a crime. So there's two breaking the law right there. And then the shooting officer had walked in front of the vehicle, which is there's a term of the officer putting themselves into jeopardy, and that's against policy and training. So it doesn't give him the right to shoot her. He can only shoot her if she's a threat to other people, or if she's a felon or she's committed a felony and she's armed or she's using the vehicle as a dangerous weapon. And none of those were the case. And he basically shot her 3 times and killed her, which is murder.
Yep.
Which probably makes the other 2 officers guilty of murder as well, because the way the laws are written, that if one person, if you're working as a group and one person, they can all be charged, like a bank robbery. The getaway driver can be charged with murder if one of the bank robbers shoots a teller and kills a teller. They're all can be tried for murder.
Yeah. What was interesting was they doxed Ross. Noam doxed him because she was saying
you have to be careful about using your terminology. That's not doxing. That's identifying. Okay. Doxing is when I give out your name, your address, and your phone number to people. Okay. And maybe you're
enough personal information or enough information so that he could be identified.
Yes, that is correct. She inadvertently gave information to identify him.
Yeah, and apparently this guy had been involved in an incident several months back where he was pulling over someone that some immigrant, I guess, and he got his arm caught inside the vehicle and he got dragged about 100 meters, and he required like 50 stitches in his arm as a result of this. So it kind of makes you wonder his mindset going into this, where, here we go. Someone's moving away from the scene of the quote unquote crime. I'm not going to let this thing happen to me a second time. He wasn't reaching in the vehicle, but his state of mind was probably making revenge for what happened to him the previous time.
That's purely speculation because you can't really know what his state of mind was. I will say this though: the video shows him running alongside, taking 3 or 4 running steps alongside the vehicle as it was completing its 3-point turn, trying to leave, and he's running as he's putting the second and third shot in there. So he was definitely trying to keep his firearm in that window, if you will, of opportunity to shoot the driver.
Yep. Because we all know that failing to follow the orders of
a white male
or a police officer is punishable by death.
Yes, clearly.
And what has really frosted my oats is reading some of the comments from our MAGA friends about FAFO.
Yeah.
Just follow the rules, Kyle, quote Kyle Rittenhouse. It's just, if you have the mentality of a 10-year-old, that argument makes a lot of sense.
3-year-old.
Just follow the rules. It's so, why
3-year-old.
If you've got any kind if you've got any kind of perspective and understanding and appreciation for the Constitution, you understand that what she did was really, she did nothing wrong. She may have panicked. She may have brushed up against the officer with her vehicle. I don't know if she actually struck him or not.
Yeah, that's debatable. It's depending on the camera angle. There's some angles that make it look like he got bumped by the car, but clearly not severely, because he walked away from the incident and drove off. As opposed to Trump saying, he could have been critically injured and had to go to the hospital. None of those things happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where this isn't barreling at a police officer or an ICE agent at 40 miles an hour in your 4,500-pound vehicle.
Yeah.
So what I want to read on is just they have the government has released their version of the story, video footage, and was the content altered, or was it adjusted in any way to make it more sympathetic to their cause? Because I don't. We're at a point where I don't know what to trust and what not to trust. So,
you know what to not trust.
Yeah. Was this video altered that the policeman, that this ICE agent shot, not a policeman, he's an ICE agent. Was this video altered to bolster their narrative? Foundation is the fool. No, start at you, Jimmy. You're a fool if you believe it.
No.
The challenge is the 8 of Pentacles. There was a lot of work that went into this. I just have Gary the analyst finds it very hard to believe that there wasn't any kind of manipulation going on.
Well, it's just showing you that after working on it, they released it.
Yep.
That's not raw footage.
The energy underneath is the Queen of Cups, because they're trying to stamp down the emotional response to what people saw from the raw footage that was released ahead of this. In the past, you got the 9 of Wands, all the actions, all the protests, all of the basically, this ICE agent has definitely suffered at the hands of the people he's tried to pursue in the past. And the protesters, the people, I don't even know if this woman was protesting, but I'm going to assume she was. People don't want ICE in their neighborhoods, and they're willing to do battle with them. Current energy is the Tower. The raw footage that was released was very damning. It completely blew up the narrative that Kristi Noem put out there. So they needed to have a response. Why this guy was even filming with a camera instead of doing his job is beyond me.
His phone, yeah.
His phone camera, sorry. Overarching energy is judgment. Okay. Underneath it, they're trying to diffuse the situation and say, hey, see, our officer was doing our agent was doing the best he could, but now we get to judge. We've seen 2 different versions. The lesson to be learned is the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, we need to come together and decide what we saw. This could also be
conspiracy.
Yeah, conspiracy, exactly. Working in the shadows to come up with a narrative that makes sense.
Yep.
Welcome. Don't believe what you see.
Yep.
Thank you. Card.
This is one of those instances where you can read that as a reversal, because You're talking about Donald Trump. You're talking about ICE. You're talking about Kristi Noem, and you're talking about propagandizing
Yep.
A situation to get it to be what you want it to be for your narrative. They manipulated it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What is going to happen with? So when I threw on this guy before, I kept getting like the 8 of Cups and I think like 6 of Swords. I saw like, is he going to get away with it? It might be, it would just show me him walking away from that situation. But I'm wondering if he and his family are going to have to leave Minneapolis for their own safety.
Is he from Minneapolis?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Exactly. So the DA has jurisdiction over him. They have to extradite the guy. They live in Minneapolis. You know where he is? Go arrest him. You have more than enough probable cause for a crime being committed. And as speculated, they could probably go in front of a grand jury tomorrow, just show them that videotape and get an indictment.
Yeah. Just kind of makes you wonder if the government's already got him in some sort of a safe house.
Yeah. Will this guy and his family have to move out of Minneapolis?
Will they
for
have
their own
already
safety?
moved?
Yeah, they might have already moved. Hermit can get out of Dodge or retreat. Crossed by the Star card. This is the calm after the storm. Ace of Swords. People are looking for him. People are out looking for this guy. And the leaders are calling for calm after this storm. But people are looking for him. And please note how quickly his identity got put out there. Yep. People want justice in this case. People are diligently looking for this fellow. They're and the search is ongoing. Probably will bear fruit. He's probably holed up in his house right now, or he's holed up somewhere. He needs to put himself in a place where he can protect his wealth, his loved ones, his family, etc. Tim Walz may even have to put a police order, like some type of protection for him, whether it's National Guard type protection, probably state police protection would be my guess. I think this is Tim Walz coming out there. And the outcome is the three of wands. He may have to leave anyways. He may be looking to leave the situation he's in right now. I don't think he or his family have permanently left the area. They might have temporarily left the area, but the public is very upset.
Yes. Enough said on that.
I'm trying not to overtalk it. It's pretty straightforward.
Ultimately, will justice be served in this case? Will Four-Carter. Is justice going to be served in this case? All right, let's do that. Will justice be served? Nine of Swords. Whatever happens, it's going to happen rapidly.
Swift justice. Hang them up. String them up.
This is rapid, but it could also be reckless. Oh boy, I hope someone doesn't.
Blob.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the underlying energy?
The underlying imagery?
Energy.
Oh, energy?
Bottom of your deck.
Oh, bottom? I haven't looked at it yet.
Well, why don't you look at it? And that'll give you an idea.
It's the star. So the foundation is, will justice be served? Nine of Swords. Something's going to happen swift, but it could also be reckless. People will celebrate the actions that were taken. There's that Fool card. That was the foundation. Whether that means we're going down a different path, we're going over the edge, or does that mean that we're just we were foolish? It was a foolish action. Page of Wands, creative messaging. Well, just be certain, and you got the star underneath. Okay, so I'm getting a mix of your cards and mine, because when you were doing your reading, to me, the star was he became famous in a way that he didn't want to become famous. It's just like George Floyd, right? It was Derek Chauvin, police.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, this is kind of that's what this card is to me.
The term you're looking for is infamous.
Infamous, yeah, thank you. So
I don't think it's going to be violent. I think, but people are not going to rest.
Yeah, I'm not getting violence on anything other than potentially this card. But
that's just them. That's just them not resting and moving quickly on this.
They're going to move quickly. The actions will be celebrated.
They want it behind bars.
Yeah, back to that too.
Or kick him out of ICE, put him behind bars, bring him to justice.
Yeah, it's a new journey that it's going to have. The messaging is going to change.
Yeah, I think Mr. Ross has entered a new phase of his life.
Yes,
and he's got some splaining to do about his actions.
Yeah, it's just it's tragic what happened, and Jasmine Crockett really nailed it. You saw her when she was making some sort of statement. I don't know what committee she was talking to, but she basically was saying, I remember Charlie Kirk, and I remember how we responded about how this was not right.
Yeah.
And, don't you all have any humanity in you?
I haven't seen her response to that, but yeah.
Yeah, she was calling out the Republicans for their vitriol. That woman's a real rock star, man.
Mm-hmm.
She is a total rock star.
Gary's now trying to look it up so we can get the quote.
Yeah,
right.
see if I can find.
Maybe I'll pause it so that people are thoroughly bored. They might go nip off and get the crumbs out of those little straw mats.
Yes. Do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I found
it. 5 minutes later.
Yeah, 2 years later. She was it was a House Judiciary Committee hearing on bail reform, and that's when she brought up her criticism during the hearing, warning that protests would spread nationwide without criminal accountability, which is damned true.
Yeah. Michelle's already mentioned that there's protests planned this weekend. Asked if I wanted to go.
Yeah, there's one in San Francisco on Saturday. There's one in the city. There's one in Palo Alto from 12 to 2. So I was actually thinking of going down to the one in Palo Alto. So that's what. But yeah, it's we have to get out there and get our voices heard. This is not acceptable. This touches all of us, because this woman, she was exercising her right to protest peacefully.
She wasn't even doing that. She was in a car waving people along.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, if you acknowledge everything that the Republicans say up to this point, she was okay. If she was impeding traffic and protesting, but she wasn't doing anything violent, and there was nothing that was done to de-escalate, only escalate the situation.
Exactly. Let's say she was out there committing felonies and avoiding arrest. But here's the thing: she was driving 3 miles an hour with her window down. Nobody's life was threatened. She was not armed, and the officer or the agent who discharged his firearm was clear of her vehicle when he discharged the firearm.
Yes, exactly.
You can set it up as much as you want. It's unlawful use of force. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. I appreciate it.
If you're inflamed, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment.
Yeah, Gary wants to give about 1,000 comments on this one because this type of topic can generate that much. He's bored this weekend apparently.
Yeah, the video I did yesterday on this, Dave and I both released similar videos with similar titles, and he was at least 3 to 4 times mine.
I didn't even go through the comments. There's like 800. When I last checked, there were 800 comments on the darn thing. It's just no, that's going to take me all day. I'm not sorry if I don't comment on you. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just that there's too many.
Yeah, it's absolutely can be absolutely overwhelming. Once you start getting up over about 400, if we're on a good clip, if you're
by the way, appreciate the comments. Don't get me wrong.
Yes. As if I'm responding to comments, if I'm giving thoughtful responses, I can process about 100 comments an hour. If I'm giving sort of more emoji type responses, I can do about 200 an hour. If Dave's got 800 responses, you can do the math. Even if he's just reading them, that is at least a couple hours worth
of just reading time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any cat shout outs you want to do, or are we all caught up?
I think we're actually all caught up. Let's see if I got anything on my phone. No, we're all caught up.
All right, then give maybe a shout out or two to your favorite fans, like Kentucky Bell or Alf Carlson.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to Kentucky Bell because she and her husband both kind of had a little bit of a health setback at the beginning of the month. Her husband's doing okay. Hers is sorting itself out. So you've got 2 cars.
When you're down, you need the medication. Be charitable to yourself.
And then one more shout out. This is the 3rd day in a row I've mentioned her. Your favorite of mine, Blind Squirrel, who has been very, very consistent about the power of protesting.
Yes, even a blind squirrel can find a nut.
Yes, that's right. I had a boss tell me that once about my forecasting when I actually had a very accurate forecast.
Yeah, don't get too cocky, kid.
That was exactly. I was playing it up too, I have to admit, but because even I knew it's like, it was as much luck as anything else, but he felt the need to try and deflate my already non-inflated ego. And then a card for the rest of us: don't chain yourself to the devil.
Go corrupt. It's worth it. Just go to the dark side. Don't
do it. Don't go down the rabbit hole that the Republicans want you to go down. We are on the right side. We're in the light. It's really hard. Don't take the bait.
Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.